guys are gonna make this take all day. Slope. Okay, our M stands for our slope. And how do we do slope on a graph? Okay, it's rise over run. Okay, what does the B stand for? What does the B stand for? The y-intercept. Okay. Okay, and this is the one that you graphed first. Okay, you gotta graph this first. Okay, and then the only other note that you need that we talk about habitually is positive and negative slope. Is this one positive or negative? This one is negative, okay, and this one is positive. Okay, so we've done this already before. We've graphed one line before. Today we're just graphing two on the same graph, okay? So our first equation, aka this one, okay, where does it start at? Negative 1. Okay, so go to the y line and go to the negative 1 and put your dot. What is our slope? Up 1 over 1. Okay, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So which way am I going to go over?
Left.
Up 1, left 1. Now, here's where you get into a little difference. Before, we would just draw the line straight out. Okay, on the first line, you have to make as many dots as you possibly can. The second line, you make as little as you can. Okay, so the first line, you need to continue to go up 1 over 1. Put a dot. Okay, up 1 over 1. Put a dot. Up 1 over 1. Put a dot.
So I'm gonna go down.
Yep, and then you're going to go down 1 over 1. Put a dot. Okay, and you're going to do that, and you're going to make as many dots as you can on line 1. Okay, now that one there's a lot. Most of the time it's only going to be a couple. Okay, because the slope's 1, we had to do a lot of dots. Okay, so we've got our first line graph, and now we're going to look at the second line. Okay, and then on mine, and today I'll get you guys some colored pencils if you need them. Okay, on mine I'm going to do it in blue. Where does my second line start out at? 2. Okay, so we're going to go to the y line and find the 2. What is my slope? 1 over 4. So we're going to go up 1 and over 4 which way? I need a negative slope. To the left. So we're going to go up 1 and over 4. See how this dot is blue and purple on my screen? That is our intersection point. That means that these two graphs, and this is where I said, look how many dots we had to make on line 1. Line 2, you make as little as possible. You make them until they intersect and then be done. Okay? So this intersects right here at this point. It intersects at that point. Okay, what is that point? Negative 4, so we're going to look at the x line and the y line. What is that point? Negative 4, comma, 3. Okay, and that's our solution to these graphs. Okay, so line 1, you got to make as many points as possible. Line 2, you do as little as possible. Okay? Can I scroll? Okay, let's look at number 3. We're going to look at this line first. This first line, where does it start out at? Negative 4. Go to the y line, find the negative 4. What is my slope?
1 over 3.
1 over 3. So we're going to go up 1 over 3 which way? I got a positive.
Right.
Yeah, so we're going to go up 1 over 3. And you got to keep going. Up 1, can you go over 3?
Yes.
No.
Wait.
Okay, so we can go up 1, but we can't go over 3 again. So the ups are done. Now check down 1 over 3. Okay, so on line 1, you got to make as many dots as you can. I'm trying to copy my dots and count. So go up 1 over 3. Now go down 1
Coach me.
over 3. Okay, line 2, where does it start? Line 2, where does it start?
Negative two.
-2. What is my slope? What is my slope? Look, that's 2, I'm about to take it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, what is my slope?
Negative one.
-1/3. Okay, so which way are we gonna go?
Left.
We're gonna go up 1, left 3. Now, does that make sense? If we keep going up and over, are they gonna intersect?
Gotta go down one.
We're gonna go down 1, over 3, which way?
Right.
To the right. What is that intersection point?
-3.
We gotta do the X first.
Also positive.
3, -3. Okay, it's okay today if you don't get the coordinates right, but you should get the dot right. Okay? Huh? Mhm. Okay, look at number 5. Where does our first graph start?
Negative two.
-2, go to the Y line, find the -2. What is my slope? 6. So we're gonna rise 6 and run 1, which way? I need positive,
Right there.
over 1. Okay, and now we check the downs. Can I go down 6 over 1?
No.
No. Okay, so these are the only 2 dots. Line 2, where does it start?
3.
Starts at 3. What is my slope?
1 over
1 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1 over 1, which way?
1. Right.
To the right. Okay, and that's the only dots I got to do because they intersected. Okay, take a second and I want you to just think in your head, come up with the answer in your head. What is that intersection point? Okay, so if you go to the intersection point, you're going to look down at the X, and that's the first part, and then you're going to, same thing, look over at the Y. So what is that intersection point?
1 4.
1, 4. Good. Can I scroll? Okay, 7. Where does our first line start out at? +1. So go to the Y line, find the 1. What is our slope? -2. So we're going to go up 2, over 1, which way? I need a negative line.
Left.
Left, good. Okay, and keep checking it from that dot. Count up 2, over 1. Okay, and then still you got to go back to the Y and you're going to go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Okay, line 1, we make as many dots as possible. Line 2, how many dots do we make?
2.
Okay, 2 or maybe 3 or 4, it just depends. Okay, line 2, we do as little dots as possible. Okay, Miracle, where does line 2 start out at? 4. Okay, what's my slope? 1 over 1. Okay, so we're going to go up 1, over 1, which way? I need positive. Okay, but does it make sense to go up?
No.
Why not?
Because it's below it.
Yeah, it's if we start going up and over, it's never going to intersect. Okay, so you really need to go down 1, over 1, which way? left. Okay? Okay, take a second for yourself. Find that intersection point, our solution. Okay, you do the x first, and then do the y. What is that intersection point? Negative 1, 3. Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Miracle.